Hey guys, it's Rick from Florinovo, and today we're going to be making a Christmas themed flower arrangement in this wooden container. Flowers that we're going to use are going to be this red hypericum, some white lisianthus, these red roses which are called freedom, and these green roses which are called wasabi. Along with our greens are going to be these regular Christmas greens and these Christmas hollyberry. First, we're going to start by adding oasis to this container. We're going to be using one piece of oasis and just a little bit more to fill in the gaps.
Real quick, I just wanted to mention that the fluoroform in the video is pre-soaked. So what you want to do to soak your own foam is to get a container of water. Once you have your container filled, you want to simply lay your fluoroform on top and let it submerge itself. You don't want to force it at all. Another thing, you want to insert it into the container so that it's on its taller side. You don't want to insert it like this on the shorter side. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the video.
So what we want to do first thing actually, you want to make sure that you do have some sort of plastic lining in here. So as you can see, the actual container came with this, so I'm just going to use that. If you don't have that, you can use plastic, cellophane, whatever you want, because the liquid will run out of this wooden box. So I'm just gonna throw this in, and it fits perfectly in this container. And then this extra piece, I'm gonna use it to fill in this gap over here. So now that we've got that all done, we're gonna go ahead and cut the edges just a little bit. What this allows is for more surface area. Instead of it being at a corner, we're gonna flatten out the corners, like I said, to just create more surface area. So first we're going to start with the greens. This will allow us to create the shape of the arrangement and kind of guide us as we're going through. And as I'm adding the green, you want to make sure to cut the greens at a very sharp angle, as you can see there. Also, what's very important, you don't want to allow the stem to be too long to put it in. You want them to only go in about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And so we also got some of these guys which have like these mini acorns on them, if you guys can see them. There we have it, guys. Like I said, we're just creating the shape. There's no right way to do it. It's kind of just spreading them out evenly. I'm going for like the traditional dome shape almost. So it's a little higher in the center and it kind of droops down a little to the bottom. All right, so now we're gonna start adding our flowers. I'm gonna start with our roses. I always start with our main flowers, so I would never start with the red hypericum. You can, like I said, there's no right way to do it. I just like to start with the main flowers. So same thing with the greens. I'm gonna evenly spread out the roses. And like I said, it's literally, there's no right way to do this. However you want to do it, wherever you want to place them, it's totally fine. So we're all done adding the red roses. I'm gonna start with the green roses now. So we're all done with the green roses. As you can see, it's looking pretty good so far. Now we're gonna add the filler flowers, which are gonna be the Lisianthus and red hypericum. I think I'm gonna start with the white Lisianthus first. This will help us give some texture, and really just the white with the green and the red is gonna look so amazing. So we'll see how it turns out. So I'd say the key thing to designing is how the steps to creating it. So like I said, I'm using the main flowers to kind of take up most of the space. So now that I'm done with the main flowers, I'm looking for the gaps where I think the filler flowers will fit perfectly. So for example, here, as you can see here, there's a gap here. So I think this Lisianthus to cover that gap will look amazing. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm constantly looking for where I think something can fill in. And even that, like, so right now I'm doing the Lisianthus. I don't want to completely crowd it with Lisianthus. I'm going to spread out the Lisianthus. And after I'm done with that, there's still going to be gaps. And then I'm going to move on to the Hypericum to evenly spread it out. I'd say one of the major things too is to have all your ingredients visible from each side. So I'm not gonna add all my Lisianthus on this side and have no Lisianthus here, because the point of it is to show all the ingredients. So I'm evenly spacing it out, but I'm conscious about the viewer being able to see the ingredients from all sides. And as we're adding more flowers, it does become to get a little crowded, so it is a little more tedious to add the flowers. And the Lysianthus, I like to place them above the main flowers. Obviously, you don't want to cover any of the other roses, but they're more of a flowy kind of flower. As you can see, they kind of bounce around, not like the roses. So almost think of it like density. You want the most dense flowers at the bottom and the least dense flowers at the top. Same thing with the Hypericum. I'm going to be adding them at the top. I don't really want to tuck them super low where you can't see them. The point of it is to be able to see them. So now I do have some more Lysianthus, but I'm gonna hold off on them for a little bit, and I'm gonna start adding my Hypericum. All right, guys, so we're mostly done. What you do want to be careful with is the bottom. As you can see, you do want to make sure to cover the oasis. It does look good from this top view, but from the bottom, especially if people are sitting down eating, you can see the oasis. So what I like to do, I like to use my scrap greens and just fill it in at the bottom. Guys, so we're all done. This is going to be the finished product. I personally like it a lot. I think it looks beautiful, very festive. I ended up not using this red hollyberry because I did get the red Hypericum instead, and I just think it would have been too crazy if I would have also added it, so I kind of just left it there. There is a thin line between adding too many ingredients and kind of being too extra, I guess you could say, with the ingredients. I kind of like the simplicity of it. I love the greens. thing with the greens too, you want to make sure that they are sitting on top of the flowers. I'm kind of going for that crazy look, almost crazy, but then also clean look, something in between that. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. If you were interested in purchasing this, we do have our website linked to the bottom. And if you do live out of state, we unfortunately can't ship this out like that, but we are offering a DIY kit. So it's gonna be the actual container with the flowers, the greens, the oasis, everything that you need to create this yourself. And you can rewatch the video, follow along, kind of put your own twist to it, and hopefully it'll be like a fun, interactive kind of thing. Thank you so much again. You guys have a wonderful day.